To combat the severe drought in Namibia, which has led to a critical food shortage, the Namibian government has announced plans to cull more than 700 wild animals for their meat. This measure is aimed at preventing widespread starvation among the population. Namibia is currently enduring its worst drought in 100 years, resulting in a humanitarian crisis of significant proportions. According to an August report from the United Nations, nearly half of Namibia's population, approximately 1.4 million people, are expected to face high levels of food insecurity between July and September. In response to this crisis, Namibia's Ministry of Environment, Forestry, and Tourism announced on Monday that it would be incorporating game meat into the country's drought relief program. The ministry plans to cull 723 wild animals, including 83 elephants, 30 hippos, 30 zebras, 60 buffaloes, 50 impalas, 100 blue wildebeest, and 100 elands. These animals will be sourced from national parks and communal areas by professional hunters, ensuring that sustainable game numbers are maintained. The culling of these animals serves multiple purposes. It is intended not only to provide much-needed food for the population but also to preserve grazing and water resources for the remaining wildlife. Due to the ongoing drought, wild animals are increasingly forced to compete for these scarce resources, which has put additional strain on their populations and ecosystems. By reducing the number of animals, the government hopes to alleviate some of this pressure. The situation in Namibia is dire, and the government's decision to cull wild animals for meat reflects the severity of the crisis. In neighboring Zimbabwe, the effects of drought have also been catastrophic. Last year, at least 100 elephants died in the country's largest national park due to the lack of water and food. Namibia is keen to avoid a similar scenario and is taking proactive measures to address both human and wildlife needs. In addition to providing food, the culling of elephants is also seen as a necessary step to mitigate the growing conflict between humans and elephants. With the drought worsening, elephants are increasingly encroaching on human settlements in search of food and water, leading to potentially dangerous encounters. The Namibian government has stated that without intervention, these conflicts are likely to escalate, posing a greater risk to human lives. The culling of elephants will be carried out in small numbers across different regions of Namibia to minimize the impact on the overall population. As of Monday, 157 animals had already been hunted, yielding 56,875 kilograms of meat for distribution to those in need. The government has emphasized that this game meat is absolutely needed during this very difficult time in Namibia. The government's actions are framed as a necessary response to the country's constitutional mandate to use natural resources for the benefit of its citizens. This initiative is also presented as a testament to the value of conservation efforts, demonstrating that the sustainable management of wildlife can have direct benefits for the population. The wild game meat provisions are expected to improve nutrition, contribute to poverty reduction, and stimulate the economy by creating employment opportunities and generating income. The situation in Namibia has reached a critical point, with 84% of the country's food reserves already depleted. On May 22, a national state of emergency was declared, highlighting the urgency of the crisis. The United Nations has also expressed grave concern, particularly for children under 5 years old, who are suffering from severe acute malnutrition as a result of the drought. Tragically, some deaths have already been reported. The drought has also exacerbated gender-based violence, as women and girls are forced to walk longer distances to collect food and water. This increases their vulnerability and places them at greater risk of harm. The Namibian government's decision to source over 700 animals for game meat is a desperate yet necessary measure to address the immediate needs of its population. These animals will be taken from specific national parks, including Namib Naukluft Park, Manjeti National Park, Wabwata National Park, Mudumu National Park, and Kasa Rupara National Park. While the government takes these drastic steps, it remains firm in its stance against the illegal poaching of wild game. The culling operation is conducted under strict regulations and oversight to ensure that it is done sustainably and ethically. The goal is to balance the immediate needs of the population with the long-term conservation of Namibia's wildlife, ensuring that the country's natural resources are managed responsibly for the benefit of all Namibians. If you enjoyed this video and want to stay updated on more content like this, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Your support helps us bring you more interesting stories and insights. Also, feel free to share this video with friends and family so they can join in the conversation. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.